but I don't have any bacon, and I don't have any banana, or anything else to put on as a topping. So if you have flour and sugar and eggs and milk, then you can make pancakes. I don't have very much milk, and I don't have any butter, but that's okay. I've got olive oil. I don't have regular oil because I used all that in our deep fry madness the other night. So we're going to make what we can. We need a bowl. I don't really have enough to make for 2 people. That could be a small serving for 2 people. A tiny morsel! First off, we need an egg. Eggs are baby chickens. It's kind of gross, but we eat them because they taste good. So we put an egg in the bowl. If you don't have an egg, then you're fucked. I'm sorry. That's just the way the shit goes. And put some sugar in. I don't have white sugar. About a quarter cup of sugar. Roughly. I just put like half a cup in there. But I like shit sweet. Because I'm not a very nice person, so I need something to sweeten me up a little bit. Actually, that's why I'm sweet. Make it so light and fluffy. Obviously, you can use white sugar. I'm just using brown sugar because I like the flavour. And that's all I have in my carbon. So we have reasonably light and fluffy. It's not perfect. So to that I'm going to add some flour. Now, I don't want just regular flour in mine. Because I feel like I should be at least a little bit healthy. So I'm going to put some regular flour in mine. And I'm going to put some wholemeal flour. And I'm going to put some rolled oats. But if you don't have any of these things, just regular flour is fine, obviously. But if you're watching this, you probably don't know that much about cooking, so... No. So now we're going to mix our flour and our eggs and our shit together. And make like a little softish dough. Because if you do this, then you get all the lumps out first. And we're going to add the milk. I'm going to add all of my milk. There's no more milk. It's all gone. I wanted more milk in my coffee. Trying up it in the morning. So in total you need like a cup of flour and probably like 3/4 of a cup of milk, but just add the milk little by little so that like get to the right texture and shit. And you need about 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Now remember I talked about last week I like things salty, so don't put as much salt in as I did. So yeah, just like 1/4 teaspoon. And then a teaspoon of baking powder. And that's what makes it fluffy, y'all. So we're going to mix that all together. Now, if you want them to be nice and fluffy, you need to put some butter in them, but I don't have any butter, so I'm just going to put some oil in there. And normally I wouldn't use olive oil either, but obviously we have no regular, like, vegetable oil. So, this here, that's the kind of texture you're looking for. Kind of a little bit thick and gloopy. Remember that mine's lumpy because I have rolled oats in mine. And our sauce is going to be sugar, and I've got some limes. Now you can use whatever fruit you want. So if you've got fruit of some description, it doesn't have to be citrus, you can make this. So, for me, I'm going to zest my lime to make it yummy. I'm going to put a little bit of water in the pan. And we're going to put some sugar in the pan. And we'll just like shake it in. So we're going to make a sugar syrup. So we've got water, we've got sugar. I'm going to put lime zest. Now if you've got a lemon, you can use a lemon or an orange. Or if you've got a banana, what I suggest you do is just literally fry off the banana and make like a sugar syrup to go over the top. So you just do this without the citrus in it. You just like chop the skin off it carefully, or use a regular 4 or 6 sided grater. When we bought our 6 sided grater, it had a foreign label on it. And it said 6 sided grater on one side, but the other side it was "Leave us 6 spaces." Because that's not dodgy. Not long after they changed the packaging. I can't imagine why. Squeeze my lime juice. So if you're using citrus, again, do this with your citrus. Now we want this to simmer down so that the flavour concentrates a little bit. So simmer it down to about half of what it originally was. Now, I used about probably a half to 3/4 of a cup of water in there, and a whole lime. Pancake pan. Now I like my pancakes quite small and dainty. If you're making a big batch of pancakes for more than 1 person or 2 people, I suggest you turn on your oven so that your oven can keep things warm. And put your plate in there so that you don't put your food on a cold plate. Cold plate, hot food, bad combination. And now we've got the pancakes. Now some people pour this into a bottle or whatever. I just use a ladle. As I say, I'm just doing little ones. And here in New Zealand we call these platelets. And now we wait. How do you tell they're cooked, I hear you ask? If you didn't learn that when you were 5, what the fuck, man? The bubbles, they pop and then they don't close up again. Don't do any fancy flipping. Oh, they're so perfect and pretty! Now you want to put your pan on probably about 3/4 heat, just so that they don't cook so fast that they cook on the outside but not in the middle. That's the problem that many people make, the mistake that many people make with the pancakes. Now I'm just going to stick my leftover pancake mix in a container. And if you want to reuse it, before you do, just make sure you add a little bit more baking powder, because the baking powder will stop working after it's been in a liquid for a while. Please don't use your fingers, you'll burn yourself. I just have what is called asbestos fingers. I don't feel the heat. Okay, so it's kind of a little bit syrupy. Nom 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 nom. We'll just spoon our syrup over our pancakes. And then a little bit of garnish. And there we have it. Some pancakes with basic ingredients from your cupboard and whatever fruit you had lying around. And that concludes this week's episode of the Destitute Diner. Did I say that right? I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to go back to bed now.